guys, my name is Games, and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Where we last left off, we believe Kyogo is the one that has died. We found a body in the garden. We were trying to break into the headmaster's room. Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and she found a dead body. The only one that could possibly be is Kyogo. She's the only female that's missing, and Hina said the body looked like a female, so it's the only one that's possible. We thought it was the mastermind, Mukuro Ikusawa, but it can't be because Monokuma is still up and running around. So we figure out who this is, and if it was really Kyoko, and we'll probably get to the trial, maybe, I don't know. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened. And we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Alright. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important, from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Start with the body. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. The white jacket the victim is wearing got totally burned up. There's only one little piece left. There's something strange about that, right? Half the body got set on fire and the explosion is totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Because I only threw water on the part that was on fire. The top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? There's a knife laying on the ground. It's this. It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab the same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife, and maybe then if this really is Kyoko, what do you mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me? But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Nope. Oh, okay. They're all burned up, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. Remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. 4?
Yo.
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right?
Huh?
What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But
It was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet, which would mean the murder must have taken place... Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right. It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. So who does the body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Okay, you're no help. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about?
so in
I'd like to
other
hear your
words-
alibi. An alibi?
In other
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words,
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. It was as a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
that's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be quite at the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Do I have to bother talking with him again? It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and? Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 as usual, and I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. So I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. When I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot right now. That's right. had to have been around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. So we go to the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? Should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp that is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. So we go to the gym. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically, that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? That's true. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. With the key to her room,
It's all clear.
I would simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options?
Just
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow the room key. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later, at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You had the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you. Or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe you should check out that one area. Oh wait, I can't teleport in here. I don't think? I can't remember. Can't remember! Monkuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Okay, I've checked everything else. Everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. Should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Can I teleport in here? Yeah, I can. Yeah, start here. Here we go now. Think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You want to check out Kyoko's rooms, right? Very well, let's go. Oh, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Oh. Well... Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... And it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. Her room is as plain as ours. So, this is Kyoko's room. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses using them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. It doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's
But if it is a key,
possible.
I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo?
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it that you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely I have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of a direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know! Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. What's this?
It's true.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have had it somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something certainly has happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets?
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets. What could it be? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class 78 student registry? Mukuro Ikusaba? I think that's all gibberish. Like, it says her name, but I think the rest is, like, maybe gibberish, I think. I don't know. Random symbols. I don't think it's Japanese.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. It's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and that's it. This must be the plank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, as she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. The ultimate soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in is like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. You recognize it?
Naturally.
Excuse me, the Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Found it!
Well, I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, it's you.
What?
Have you gone in your pet... What have you got in your pretty little hand there?
What?
Found her profile? So what if we did?
Hey!
Don't freak out on me.
Come on
I'm not gonna hold it
now.
against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forget is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication of organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh? So you're saying you have to follow your own rules then, as well?
Of course!
Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey!
When you all first got together in the main hall, way back when, there were 15 people here, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding? Are you saying?
In other words...
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed!
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16, then...
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life. So the one's making all the regulations is...
Why?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us all this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed!
Makes sense?
Well, now...
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with ya. Seriously?
Hey!
You know how she wears those stupid gloves in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Ooh, boo, boo. Okay, now that's all you get. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand... The tattoo... Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears gloves, to hide the scars. Which means... Those fake nails on the corpse. Were you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma is trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. The mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case?
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other
Mukuro
words,
giving us information with that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. If that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming? Alright, so we go to the dojo, and I think that's it. I really think that's about it. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's bathhouse bathroom. Kyoko's room really does go to one of those lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. Fucking bossy, man! I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key and opened. I'm doing horrible at reading right now, I'm sorry. There are arrows in here. Looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
It is. That means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Yakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue to the next location. What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Oh, that's right. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was part of. But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to do research on something? Research. Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
And we have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. Oops, not what I wanted to click on.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe that there was a mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of Alternate reality? Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it. The report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something that interesting relating to that? Blah. To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad will get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on the body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... Now it starts. Excuse me.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Should it be see you soon? Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you?
Huh?
What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any minute. Or second. Any second. He can show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But... we stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... or what? Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start until everyone's here. Now can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Ooh, boo, boo. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the ones making us wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey,
I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost! Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that...
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled! You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of ya. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps. But that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we've got to deal with the ghost. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. God, wait for me! Good call. Who knows what may happen to us if we take too long.
But...
I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras up there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. It took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
It used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? It's a skeleton key.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Yeah, I remember I actually thought Kyoko was the one doing all this. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, she's the one that's doing all this! And the doors slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears. The dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. I don't know what it is, but I can't speak properly today.
I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I did get more. I think I got, yeah. No! Okay, I want that one. It's fine. Wait, I can take it now. I can get, there we go. Because that would be better. That would be better for full-time battle than,
Let's begin with a
Hangman's
basic
Gambit.
explanation of if you and I... Okay.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
it's just like,
No, that's a ghost.
moron.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because
Ghosts can have legs.
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Stay bottled.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? And let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Hero, you are a special kind of stupid, aren't ya? What important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her?
I got it!
You're a special
talking
kind of
about her
stupid,
gloves.
aren't you, boy?
They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the
It's
corpse wasn't wearing
it's
any
physically
gloves,
impossible for that
probably
corpse
just
to wear
got burnt
gloves,
up in
at
the
least
explosion.
comfortably.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to. Because Hiro is so... love him, but oh my god.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
I think it's fake nails.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
It's like, have you ever tried wearing gloves with fake nails? I haven't, but I can just imagine how freaking
There's no way the corpse was
painful
wearing
and how
gloves.
annoying it could be.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
It's true.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in
Oh
circles.
god. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there.
Kyoko really is still alive.
If she is alive. Are you kidding me, boy?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
And there's nothing
No!
else we can do, right?
He's too busy shooting the fucking white noise.
There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was scorched and there wasn't any description. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Boom.
No, it's wrong.
Alright.
There was one clue
I don't know
left
how
behind
far
that we can
I'll
use
get
to
into
identify
this
the body.
trial.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Shut up, Toko.
Oh, an unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being
Everyone who's died so
More than
far
a
has died a cruel and unusual death, okay?
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I tried wearing fake nails once and oh my god, they hurt.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Oh, shut up, Toko.
Seriously? They really did something that
You would get
humiliating?
that. You would get that, Togo.
Not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
To compare the tattoo to the other fake information we had, the victim's identity should become clear.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Fenrir. The image that represents Fenrir is... Felt like I had like a freaking hair on my hand. Oh, by the way, I just realized it's not on hard mode
Now I
anymore.
understand.
Because I switched profiles. Oh well, whatever.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female
There's
giant.
this game called
After
was
all
it
this time, we finally
Through
got
the
a glimpse
Woods?
of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
and I think
And that means
no, maybe it wasn't Fenrir. Was it
The body
Fenrir that
we
they
found
mentioned?
had a
That comes
tattoo
in
of
at the
a
end.
wolf, which means
The
that
like
person
I
must have
remember
once
watching
belonged to
someone
Fenrir.
play it.
So
And
it
at the
must
very
have
end,
been
like
Mukuro.
the kids get fed to this giant wolf monster, and it's like it's legit
the one that
a
was
giant
behind
wolf
the
mountain thing. Like
You sound
its mouth
surprised.
is a mountain, and it just opens up. And
Yes,
at first it
indeed.
looks like
The
a mountain
trial
that's
this
split in
time is to
half.
solve the murder of
That looks like a mouth, and you just get
Kusama.
slowly open more. And I'm just
Are you
sitting there
saying
going,
the mastermind is dead?
no.
Now we have to have a cool last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was
I just
the
remember watching
mastermind
that,
at
and I was
all.
just like, that is
But I mean, being
terrifying.
the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Mastermindy.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Well, she technically is.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
No.
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
How
he's
can
a
we
little,
trust that? We already know your
indisposed.
information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now.
She's like, it's not wrong.
Is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial
Yeah,
is
I think
because a murder among
in
the
Through the
students
Woods,
has
there
taken
was
place.
3 wolves, technically. There was the one at the very end, which I can't remember if that was Fenrir or not.
What you're
But there was
saying
2
is
other
that both
ones.
the victim and the culprit are part of
But
the
I can't
student
remember their
body?
names either.
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place
and,
after I left the garden.
Hero was right there, too.
However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it! I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name. Again!
I have
For the
something
second
I'd like to say
time!
regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9
I
o'clock.
got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Let's save this real quick. To do that, I had to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oops.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have it.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
What is that?
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections,
Yeah, I think it says something. There's something that happens at the garden at the same time every morning. Actually no, maybe it's...
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between...
Yeah, okay, I was like, wait, no, that can't be right.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on! I remember this part perfectly.
No, you don't, Toko, shut up.
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
Shut up, Toko!
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
It's a constant. It's this one.
Denying the sprinkler.
The most thing I said about Toko was shut up, Toko. I swear to God.
You're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
You need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. And I will do that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a comment if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye! And in the next instant, she just goes flying, and she just goes. There's a blinding light and a deafening roar. The body blew up, and it's like